So I'm over here at the solar kiln right now for really two main reasons, and they're quite connected. The first reason is that I'm going to be using the smoker today, and I want to use these split and kiln-dried ash logs. The second reason is that we unfortunately had to take down a fairly large, fairly old red maple that wasn't doing so well. If it was a woodland tree, we probably would have just left it, but it isn't. And I'm going to need to find a place to put all of this because it's all relatively good wood. And, well, there's quite a lot of it. And, of course, ideally, this would be that place. But if I'm going to use it, I'm going to need to clean it up. Not just in terms of moving the stuff that's already plenty dry to a different storage location, but also cleaning up a lot of the plants that have grown around, as well as maybe even cleaning it off with a little bit of water, as this detritus has proved to lower the yield. You might be able to see a little ant colony that I unfortunately disturbed while I was working through removing the bark from these. I think these support sticks just don't lift these things high enough up off the ground, especially when fall leaves get under there and decompose. It presents problems for the drying of the wood. Most of the loss of yield was in the lower parts of these stacks. The upper parts have absolutely no problem drying whatsoever. In fact, they will rip the bark off of themselves as they are drying so vigorously. Overall, I think carpenter ants are going to be my biggest challenge for increasing yields. I'll have to look into how to deal with them. Fungi as well might be a problem, although this particular piece of plum was never quite stored properly. So perhaps that has more to do with the fungal growth than actually being here. I'll have to do more tests to see if fungal growth with pieces of wood that have always been here is really a problem. Anyway, I think the plan is essentially to just get rid of these plants to start and maybe sweep up or hose off all of the detritus. I don't know how I'm going to get a hose out here, but I'll figure something similar out. Because once I do all that, and it's just the sort of gravelly blacktop here, I should have very few problems with decay and carpenter ants because it'll just be too hot for them. Although there are plenty more things to think about, such as whether I want more things like this that's permanently raised, some nicer pieces off of the ground. Although, for the nicer pieces, I might actually have to figure out how to get these to dry a little slower, because that's a pretty substantial crack that I would not like to repeat in certain circumstances. Although I am rather happy because, at least for firewood, this has proven a successful project. Listen to this stuff. It is dry as bone. Anyway, I do hope you guys have learned something, enjoyed, and as always, I wish you the best. Till next time.